So I want to talk about the politics around this, right? I actually titled the show "Politics of Derailment" for that reason, because there's a lot of politics around this. Jenna talked yesterday about the AP article that came out. I don't know, Reef, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you can find the AP article saying that Russian troll voices are lifting up the East Palestine. Oh, you have it. You're so fast. Reef, amazing. You're amazing. Always magical. Say hi, audience. Say hi to Reef. Give him in the chat. Give him
Hi
a hello. He
everyone.
always makes everybody. He makes the show magically just work so well. Anyway, the AP. Could you read that out because it's too small for me to see? Reef. Could you read out the headline?
Pro-Russia Twitter trolls stoked fear about Ohio derailment, analyst shows. That analysis brought to you by Reset, a Pierre Omidyar group. Just in
Brought to
case
you by a
people wondered.
multi-billionaire.
Yep.
Right. I mean, I can't even when I saw that, I laughed so hard because it was so obvious that it was to deflect away. So let's start back, audience who hasn't maybe been following this. When the train derailment happened in February 2nd, there's been a big movement to get, it took weeks to get Pete Buttigieg to show up, the Department of Transportation, and he's been a hot mess. Everybody knows he's not good at what he does. And then when he does show up, he was defensive. The people, the residents there had been applying for federal aid. And of course, the same week that they gave millions, 100 billion plus total, but more millions to Ukraine for Ukrainian pensions, they denied the residents of East Palestine, Ohio, disaster relief. Now, I don't know, Jenna and Alex, you can update me if that status has changed, but that was a while ago. So Donald Trump then made an appearance. So could you all talk about how all of a sudden East Palestine is considered a Trump area, or there's a lot of Trump supporters in that area, and all of a sudden it's discarded kind of nationally, and the Biden and President Biden to date has not been there. Can you talk a little bit about that
Yeah,
and that impact?
so yeah, it has become, I mean, I'll forever say this is about people, not politics. But it has become a political, maybe stomping ground a little bit. I know there's an election coming up next year, and so if you want to blaze your campaign trail, I guess you go to East Palestine, Ohio, to check on the residents. But I do think that the community, I don't know if they're completely a Trump town, but I do know that they were excited that, a previous or prior former president would come visit when our current one hasn't.
Right.
But I think, I mean, President Trump came and he went and nothing has changed. We're still in the same situation that we were before he was here, except for maybe with some extra Trump water. They sent some Trump water and some cleaning supplies. But aside from that, when the people leave, the press leaves, there was a big press station that was set up outside of the high school. And that is completely gone. They have these different open houses is what they're called, versus town halls. And the EPA wasn't at the most recent one. And so the local mayor is he had a Facebook page with mayor updates or mayor updates. He hasn't done one in 2 weeks. So there's a clear miss from anybody that's in a leadership or political.
Are you getting any money, any disaster relief money from the federal disaster fund? Because I know the initial one was rejected. Has it been same, still rejected?
Still rejected. I know there is
an audience. We just gave last week 350 million more to Ukraine. And then of course you mentioned, Jenna, the bank bailouts that happened overnight. So money is there for these residents of East Palestine, Ohio. So everyone listening, we all have railroads running through our area. We all have trucks and semis. I mean, toxic spills can happen anywhere. We're all near water sources. If you're living in America, you're near a creek or a river or a lake. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm near a lot of water all the time, and a lot of big semis and trains. So this could happen to any one of our communities and also impact our whole region. And as Alex had pointed out, going as far as other states and even as far as Greenland, if it's a plume that's purposely set with a bunch of chemical compounds. So this is really, I mean, I guess what really makes me mad is how the media, AP actually put out that story about the Russian bots. They would actually, rather than talk about the need for helping the residents of that town, trying to solve this problem, what's at the bottom of it, who caused it, who's stopping relief from happening for the people. No, they're going to blame it on Russia. I mean, it's ridiculous just to change the narrative, to switch the focus, or to make it seem like it's disinformation when people are actually suffering, and it's outrageous. So I'm sorry, you hear my cat? My cat brings me socks. Yeah, you're a good boy. He brings me socks. He thinks that while I'm working, he has to work. So, but anyway, so a little comic relief from the cat there.